everyone. I'm here today to do a tag by Kasia at Tarot Map, and it is called Hello Again Tarot. It just has 3 prompts, and we are to pull up a few decks to chit-chat about. So the first prompt is show us an old deck that you fell in love with and started using again. And then the second prompt is getting to know you better. This is a deck that you have been working on already, but is still around you. And it's a deck that you're studying or working with to get to know better. And then pleased to meet you, finally, a deck that is new to you, or a deck that you haven't had a chance to work with yet. So those are the 3 prompts. So for prompt number 1, show an old deck that I fell in love with and have recently started working with again. So it's this one, Tarot de Saint Croix. And actually, the reason that I started working with that again is because Lisa came out with a 2nd edition and redid, as you can see, redid the whole deck. And my Tarot de Saint Croix is a much loved, much used deck. It's really beat up and well loved, as I said. So I thought when I saw that Lisa had come out with a new version that is in this lovely box, similar guidebook, I just thought, I think I'm going to get that because someday this one is going to finally wear out and I might as well have another copy. And although I do love the orange and I do love the orange borders, I do like this matte look. So here you can see is the same card. They're just a little bit bigger, the orange one, but it's got borders. So I think the imagery is actually a little bit bigger on this one. I love this Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, but I particularly love this one. Maybe it's because it's got champagne in the cup. That could be part of it. And then a beautiful wave, ocean wave, and the beautiful moon shining down. So I love this deck. It was one of the first independent decks that I ever bought. And I saw it advertised in the Cartomancer magazine when, let's see when this first came out. 2013. So I think I got it maybe 2014, but not long after it had come out. And I just love this deck then and now. So here are 6 of Swords is one of my favorite minors. More champagne, 10 of Cups. Beautiful High Priestess. Oh, such a lovely Empress. One of my favorite World cards. This was one of the first times I ever saw a female image portrayed on the Hermit. So the 7 of Wands is one of my favorite minor cards, and I think this is my favorite 7 of Wands. Beautiful. This card really taught me the meaning of the 9 of Swords. You can see, so here she is, nightmarish, unable to sleep, worrying about all these things at 3 a.m. But look, there's no swords that are about to crash down on her. It's the light or the moon or a street light, whatever, shining through the blinds, and it's just that reflection. So it really taught me a lot about, these worries that I have at 3 in the morning. Are they just an illusion? I can't do anything about them anyway. So close my eyes and go back to sleep. I got a kick out of this Hierophant, the Dalai Lama, and then this beautiful star card. So here's just a few cards from the new version. The Ace of Cups. The star again. Beautiful Magician. Six of Wands. We'll have this Three of Cups and this Six of Cups. So that is a deck that I have rediscovered and that I have been working with again. I mean, it's not that I really ever stopped working with it, but I had kind of taken a little bit of a hiatus. And when I got the newer version, I thought, oh, I remember how much I love you. So on to the second prompt, getting to know you better. So I'm kind of cheating on this one because I actually have 3 decks right now that I'm getting to know. I've had them for a while. They're all indie decks, and I just love them all. So let me start with this one. This is the Super Lunaris, I'm not sure. And it's a lovely deck, beautiful card stock. These are just a few of the cards I pulled out to show you. Look at that beautiful kind of pinky, coppery gilding on the side. The card stock is so great. It's so wonderful to shuffle. And I did pull out the Ace of Cups for this one as well. Very Rider-Waite-Smith. Seven of Wands, again, this is a lovely version of that one. So it's, you know, standing strong in your beliefs, defending what you believe in, making a commitment to what you believe in. I love this Queen of Cups. Beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. Interesting Knight of Swords. King of Cups. Nine of Wands. Another card I just love. Queen of Wands. This deck is absolutely stunning. Look at this Six of Swords. Oh, look at the colors. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. And it's a little bit of a different take on the Six of Swords, because the boat and the person are heading towards us, whereas in most versions of the Six of Swords, the boat is headed away. The people have their backs to us. Beautiful, beautiful High Priestess, depicted as an elder, which I really like quite a bit. Queen of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. I love this Ten of Wands. Beautiful Three of Cups. And to end with the World card. So I think this deck is beautiful. It's colorful. It's representational. All different kinds of folks from all different cultures and ages and body sizes and gender expressions. So I do really love that in a deck. This deck I'm just working with quite a bit and getting to know, studying it, and I'm really enjoying it. The second deck for prompt 2 is the Gentle Tarot. I did back this on Kickstarter. I was really excited about this one. And a funny thing about this deck, I was so excited about it. And when it, finally came in, and I was like, ooh, and opening it up, and I went through it card by card, and I finished just that initial card by card exploration, and I thought, oh, I don't know, that didn't really, hit me as strongly as I thought it was going to. So then I thought of a friend of mine, a younger friend of mine, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this deck to her. So then I thought, well, I should at least use it once or twice before I give it away. And that's when I fell in love with the deck. I just used it and I thought, oh, this deck is wonderful. So I am so glad that I kept it. Sorry, person that I thought I might give it to. So glad I kept it. I love this deck. And in fact, as I said, backed it on Kickstarter and have backed the pocket one on the latest Kickstarter. Mari in the Sky is the creator. So I pulled out the Ace of Cups on this one. It's just a beautiful Ace of Cups. It has a little bit of a different vibe to it than this one, doesn't it? It's warmer. I feel like this is a cup of tea, and this is steam coming up off the, here offering you a comforting cup of tea or bowl of soup. Here's the Strength card from Gentle Tarot. I love this one. Flower of Stone. So the quartz are seed, root, flower, harvest. So this is the Queen of Pentacles. I love it. And here we see the Seed of Cups. So the Page of Cups. Oh, the colors are so beautiful. Three of Cups. Two of Stones, Pentacles. The Hermit. Beautiful Hermit. The Emperor. Queen of Wands. Flower of Wands. The High Priestess. The World. And the Star. So I love Mari's art. I love the coloration. Yes, it is gentle, but it tells it like it is too. So anyway, as I said, just my first look at it, I thought, oh, I don't know. But I absolutely love this deck, and I'm really enjoying working with it over this past summer. And then the third deck in this category is the Starseeker by Nikki Ferrata. And this was gifted to me by a tarot friend of mine, which I was thrilled about and really loving this. And so this is the Queen of Cups. Oh, this moon is beautiful. So I see the moon as the sacred feminine. And so the Thoth, the Rider-Waite-Smith, those depictions of the moon are a little bit too patriarchal for me. Because as I said, I see this as the sacred feminine. And so I just don't like to see the moon card portrayed as like deceit and trickery and illusion. I see it as cycles, changes, the sacred feminine, how we connect to the moon, our intuition, our feelings, and so forth. And so I love this version of the moon. That moon is glowing, beautiful. Four of Wands. Interesting Eight of Cups. So you can see, again, the person is moving towards us, not away from us. Knight of Cups. I did pull out the Ace of Cups for this deck too. A very Rider-Waite-Smith. This Three of Wands I pulled recently in a daily draw. And I think it's so interesting, and it gave me a little bit of a different sense about this card, because instead of standing on shore watching the ships come in or go out, this time the person's actually in the water on the boat. And so I feel like there's much more of a sense of exploration and travel and adventure. So it really kind of gave me a different insight into other meanings of this card. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's really fun to have more than one tarot deck, because I learn, when I see a different artist's interpretation of a card, a lot of times I'll think, oh, I never thought of it from that point of view or in that way. Here's the Chariot, Star. I'm a star strength, so that's why I always pull out either the star and or strength, because those are my birth cards. Four of Pentacles. And then I find this hanged one to be very interesting too. A different take on that. So that is the Starseeker. So those are the three that I'm working with now, that I'm getting to know better and I'm learning and working with. And then the third prompt is Pleased to Meet You, a deck that is a new arrival, a deck I haven't had the chance to work with. And this deck is still in order. It just arrived 2 or 3 days ago and I have not had a chance to work with it. And it is the Land Back Tarot and the Oracle of Colonization. I did back this one on Kickstarter as well, and I'm really glad I did. It is by Auntie K. Krista D'Amour Flute is the artist. And she is a First Nations Canada person. And so she has done the art and presented this deck from that perspective. So let me just read you what it says. This is the guidebook, nice and chunky, and it's got full color pictures of the cards. So let me just read what it says on the back. The Land Back Tarot and the Oracle of Colonization is Indigenous, brown, and gender neutral. This deck presents classic RWS understandings from a radical, decolonial perspective, looking towards Indigenous futures of autonomy, freedom, and land back. And then within this deck, so there's a 78 card tarot deck, but then there's also a 22 card oracle called the Oracle of Colonization. The Fool's Journey is decolonial, laying out realities and lives for marginalized and colonized readers and querents. The Oracle of Colonization looks at the shadows, adding that extra needed healing for lives under colonialism. Together, this deck is for everyone looking for an anti-colonial decentering of realities. So I'm glad she said that about it being for everyone, because at first I thought, oh, should I be using this deck? Is it not for someone like me? So I wasn't sure, but then that was written on the back of the guidebook. So let me just show you a few of the cards. Let's see. So I love this Fool. So it's from the Fool's perspective. So looking down, and you can see that they're standing right on the edge of the cliff, about to take that jump. So the major Arcana 1 is Elder. 2 is Healer, and I love seeing the High Priestess portrayed as healer. I think, again, that enlarges or expands the way that I look at that High Priestess card when you think of her as a healer. This is Today's Future. Sorry, Yesterday's Foundation. The Hierophant is Charlatan. Lovers. I'm looking at this. Oh, wow. Just got a mask on. Chariot. Strength. And this, I did notice in the guidebook, because I have read a little bit in the guidebook. This card, if I'm remembering correctly from the guidebook, depicts an event in Canada where some First Nations folks were defending some sacred land. I can't remember if it was water or burial grounds, but it was sacred First Nations land, and they were defending it. I think Canadian government wanted to take it over, and I don't know what they wanted to do with it, but this one woman who was in the line of defense knelt down in front of the, I'm not sure what you call them in Canada. Here in the States, they're called the National Guard. I don't know what they're called in Canada. But anyway, these military folks, she knelt down and held up in her hand an eagle feather. And through the strength of her being, with the assistance of the power from eagle, I'm not sure, but she held them off. And then I love this is Storyteller. So let's just look at a few of the oracle. So this is from the Oracle of Decolonization. This is entitlement, triggered, privilege, soul wound, appeasing, polite, righteous rage, ugly cry, resting bitch face. So that's just a few of the cards from this deck. As I said, I have not, you can see it's still in order. I have been looking at the guidebook, and I'm looking forward to learning from this deck. And already from what I've read in the guidebook, I have learned and had my horizons expanded by what Krista has written in the guidebook. So thank you, Kasia, for reinvigorating this spread. I really enjoyed it. These are 4 decks that I've been working with. Well, not the brand new one. The St. Croix, the Starseeker, Super Lunaris, and Gentle Tarot. I've been working with pretty much all summer. And as I said, the Land Back Tarot just arrived a couple days ago. Anyway, nice to be chatting with all of you. Welcome. What decks are you working with that would fit into Kasia's prompt?